I I bought this suit. Or I got this suit. I put it on a credit card. Because suits ain't cheap. But I gotta have uh, you gotta have some. You gotta present the image. If you want to have, if people are gonna have the confidence that you can provide the kind of service or um, do the kind of work that you say that you can do, you have to actually look like you're able to do that. If you don't look the part, then people are gonna. You say you can do this, but it doesn't. So. But I had to put it on a credit card, or I put it on a credit card because suits are expensive. And oh, here, let's show you. There you go. What do you think? Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. Now I need to make a bunch of money. There's some things I've learned, and one of the things I've learned that actually I'm very good at is I'm very good at uh, building credit. Maybe that's the business that I should have gone into, and maybe that's something I should do. So, because if you want to have an idea, look, my credit was like 580. I think it was very. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't have bad credit. I just didn't have credit. I didn't have any. Well, there's some things, but I fixed. I was. Listen, if you want to know how to build good credit, I can do that because my credit went from like 580 or something to almost 800. A very, very good credit. And it's not a difficult or a hard thing to do. It's an easy thing to do. You have to know what it is that you're supposed to do and how to do it. And that's something that I actually learned how to do. And I'm very good at that. Another thing that I'm very good at is I know how to make things beautiful. And I'm good at finding beautiful things too. Yeah. Because I found. Oh, I met a girl the other day. She's very pretty. She's beautiful. I didn't have to do anything to make her pretty. She's already pretty. She's just pretty. I even asked her to go have dinner with me, or go to lunch. Anyway, she almost went with me to lunch right then. I was that close. But I have to learn how to. I have to learn how to flirt with pick up girls, because it's been a while. Although, I mean, it's not for, well, it's kind of been for a lack of trying, because I was the guy that, I don't know, I kept this idea, this faith that my wives were going to, that my wives were going to come back to me and they were going to love me and stuff like that. But, the same things with my kids. I made a video the other day about how months ago, about how my kids ignore me and stuff like that. They don't care or anything. And my wife, thanks for a comment, by the way, Brenda. Those were actually very good because it reminded me. She said, "What a pity party. No wonder your kids don't want to have anything to do with you." And yeah, because. What kid would want to have anything to do with a guy, a dad that lets the fact that his kids are mean get him down, or let's see, what's the best way? What who wants it? What kid wants anything to do with their dad when their dad lets them control his emotions? All they have to do is ignore him and that'll make him feel sad. Instead of me feeling sad, I should be going, and them kids are done. Or, actually the best thing to do would be, the thing is my daughter, she's talented, she can sing beautiful, she's really a very good kid. My son Preston, has always had one of the kindest hearts of anybody that I've ever met. And that's another thing about my daughter. She's a very appreciative person. Now she doesn't express it to me, but that doesn't mean that I want change. You know, I just um, um, Jeffrey is a great dad. He's very good with his kids. Um, and you know, there's some things that you know he could do to better himself, but we all have things we can do to better ourselves. I mean, uh, you know, I got a daughter, Brittany, and she's amazing. I haven't talked to her in a long time. I'd sure like to though. She's great. You know. Um, sometimes I feel like that I'm actually being controlled by the language, and that's not something that I want. I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to. I don't know how. Sometimes I don't know all the right words to choose. What I should say. I'm trying to get to. Um, I'm trying to better my. I'm trying to better myself in such a way that I can choose the right words at the right time, or say with the right things. Like for example, um, I there's part of the reason that I started this business um, is that I wanted to be able to enjoy different activities with my kids and experiences with my wives, and or maybe that's wrong. Maybe you know I'm I you know it, I think either of those words are supposed to be okay in either way that you use them, but for some reason I have a feeling like maybe for me it's different than for everybody else. Like with my wives, I'm supposed to say experiences, but maybe not experiences because I don't want them to be ex-wives. Although the funny thing is, in Virginia, like on the inspection, if you have an X, that means you pass. It used to be, I mean, the way it was in school is you passed if you got a check. So, and that's something I may have to do because I started this business and it hasn't picked up as fast or as I'd hoped, and so I'm gonna have to get a job in order to be able to. Well, I gotta get a job. I started this business because I wanted to get closer to being able to give more things to uh, my kids and my for me. Um, and I wanted to be attractive enough financially that I'd have. And the reason I say that, I mean, I talk to girls and I'd say, what do you think is more important, money or personality? It's money. Um, and at the time, I was in where I live in Virginia is you got to make like a $80,000 or $100,000 a year, and I sure wasn't making where I was working. And so I talked to him. I said, hey, I need to get a raise, and I was going back and forth to Texas a bunch, trying to do things for my daughter and with my wife or um, with Brenda and Jeffrey and Brianna. And anyways, it was just I was like, I got to make more money, and all these people that are successful saying, being an employee is dumb, but that's not. I mean, that's not necessarily true. Being an employee is not dumb. It's just you just don't get as where you don't get where you want to go is quickly as possible, and you know um, I'd like to be able to provide more things for myself and for friends and family and things like that. And and then it got to where, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus at work, but somebody at work was just started to have this idea that they thought that they could treat me a certain way, kind of rude, and that it was going to be acceptable, and to me that just wasn't acceptable. And so what I said, I actually left work one day. I said, I've had enough of this. I'm going. And I went back and I said, you know what? I said, I'm not here because of the job, because you don't pay me enough for me to be here because of the money. I came back to work because your friendship is important to me, and I didn't want to leave having a bad parting of ways or something like that. And but that can the same feeling wasn't from the other side. It wasn't like oh, yeah, and I shouldn't talk to you that way or anything like that. It continued. So the value that I have as far as what friendship is supposed to be and things wasn't the same. And ultimately it was like, okay, if I stay at that job, I'm showing what it was at the time, at least what it was saying that I have, if I stayed working at that job, I have no self-respect for myself or any ambition as far as where I wanted to be financially. Now, I've talked a lot about how money is a limiter and how I think it prevents us from creating this kind of heaven on earth experience that I think that we can have. And I know I'm not supposed to talk about it, but those things might be true. But money is at the same time. We live in a world where there's money, so we got to make friends with it. That's what I think. I think we got to make friends with money and find some way to make it a good friend, because if it's not your friend, you don't have as much of it as you need. And so that's the thing is I've got to have more money. It's not because, it's the world we live in, right? So, and maybe it's just another thing to just say how successful we are at a certain thing, how good we are at it. Or, I don't know, maybe that's why I should have gone into the, credit building business and help people build their credit, because that's something I'm very good at. Man, I should be able to make lots of money doing that, because I'm very good at that. And I'm very good at making things beautiful, like land and stuff. Now, I spent hours talking to people. The number of people that I talked to about buying some land so I could build a campground was just, I don't know how many people. There's bunches and bunches of people. And I was just saying, things like, hey, could you work with me on how much you're asking? Could you work with me on payments or something like that? And people just weren't being flexible. And then I thought, well, maybe I'm asking the wrong question. Maybe I should say, could you give me the land free? Because I'm going to do something very good with it. And that didn't work. So, so I was like, well, I've got to do something. And so I said, well, I like happy experiences and being part of happy things and stuff like that. I'll start a limousine business, and it'll be, it'll be a fun adventure and a way to do stuff that's happy experiences for people, because people go out to dinner dates and movies, or off to their private jet, or weddings, or things like that. That'd be fun to be part of those experiences, right? And they make limousine companies make very good money, so I'll do that. And and here's the thing I've learned about this credit thing. I think, okay, I can show people how to build credit, and maybe for buying land and buying a house, or stuff like that, or maybe a big giant RV. Maybe those things are good. Maybe it's good to use credit for those things, but maybe for starting a business. Now, you know, they say, you know, you need to build credit and start a business because being an employee is stupid because you won't get where as far as where you want to go. You won't get where you want to be in life if you just stay an employee and work the 9 to 5 paycheck to paycheck kind of thing. And so I built up this credit, and I said, okay, now now I've got this, you know, power, right, to be able to start a business and kind of do stuff. And as I did that, or let's see, now something's just telling me I just blew it because of the way I thought. Because I don't know what the right words are to choose or to talk about. How do you what words to use at the right time? But so I thought I've got this power now. Let me make something happen in my life. And so then I thought, okay, and then I started talking to more people about land and stuff like that. And they weren't actually they weren't being flexible enough. Now, I don't know. Anyways, maybe I just went into the wrong business. I thought I had an answer to pardon the pun or the expression. I thought, you know, well, here's a vehicle that I can use to get me to you know, where I want to go financially, so that I can have the money to buy a campground or buy land that I can build a campground in. And, you know, I hadn't been having much luck with my family because, you know, every time I would, you know, well, not every time, but, you know, I'd do stuff for my family, and then they'd be mean to me after that, or stop talking to me. Like I went to go see my daughter, and because she was singing at school, and that was supposed to be an important thing for her, and or that, at least that's what she said, that singing was something that she loved to do and stuff like that. So I thought, oh yeah, you know, I'll do something nice, and I'll go there and surprise her. And anyways, because I did that, she stopped. We were talking every day. She stopped talking to me, and that was a year and a half ago. And she's treated me pretty much as though I was dirt since then. But you know, her loss, you know, mine too, but her loss more. Anyways, then every kid should appreciate a dad that loves them, right? So, and doesn't seemingly try and make their lives miserable, and I certainly wasn't doing that. So, but my son Preston, he just said he needed some money. I gave him some money, and then he stopped talking to me. And I didn't ask him to give me the money back. I didn't. You know, I didn't say any of that kind of stuff. I just said, you know, here you go. You know, and maybe I sent the wrong amount of money or something. You know, I don't know. I did what I did, and you know, I thought, you know, here, I'll send him this money, and then I sent him a little more, and he just, anyways, but sometimes I think, man, Sandy, you must be dumb or something. Maybe you're stupid because you can't figure it out. I'm not stupid. I just don't. I just haven't been able to figure what it is that I'm supposed to do. You know. So, anyways, I guess I'm gonna have to get a job. You know, if you need yeah. Hey, yeah, if you need somebody to help you build your credit, give me a call, because that's something I could do. I'm not sure. I don't have any idea what I should charge for that kind of work, but, you know, that's something that I am very good at. And otherwise, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I was about to say maybe I should, maybe I might have to get a job, because you know, I've got all this stuff that I've got to pay for, this, you know, business and stuff, and you know, I did all this because I want to be able to give stuff, be able to provide stuff for myself, do things with my family, or have you know, experience activities with my, I don't know. with my family, and or at least have the financial ability to be able to have those experiences when my family decides they want something to they want something to do with me. But anyways, yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Brenda, thank you again, like I said, for those comments, because they did remind me, hey man, stop acting like, just stop letting your kids control how you feel. um, uh, anyways, it's funny. Here's a funny thing. And, this is probably the wrong thing to do, or maybe it's the right thing to do, but this is some of these things in my life that I haven't been able to figure out or understand. See, I wrote all these things. I write them all the time. I write all these things. I started out. This one here says it used to say, "I love people. I am liked and loved by all people. I cannot fail." Actually, I want to change this one here. I'm not. I am not fear. And then it said, "How can I afford this house?" Because my folks, I'm living with my folks right now because I need to, because that's what I've been starting a business, and it was I was like, okay, well, what am I going to do if I want to be able to provide more things for my family? And see, right now I'm talking about stuff I guess that I'm not supposed to talk about, but I feel like talking about it. So I want to be able to provide more things. I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to be able to provide for myself, because if I just sit around and do nothing, then I'm sitting around doing nothing, right? And that's worthless. So even though that the value of people is not on, I don't know how to explain that one. And I guess I'm not going to try to right now, because people don't want to hear that anyways. But what they do want to hear is they want to hear that what I've learned is they want to hear that, number one, that you feel good about yourself, that you feel confident about yourself, that you feel like you have the ability to be successful, that you're good at some certain things, and that you love them. And so that's why I do anything that I do, is because I love people. Like, even when I smoke cigarettes, and from time to time I might have a cigarette, and if I do, it's because I love people and I don't want to yell at somebody or something like that. So I might go and have a cigarette or something. Not very often. I used to smoke cigarettes every day, like a pack of cigarettes a day. I don't, this. Anyways, but I don't blame anybody that does, because I understand people that smoke cigarettes. I mean, I empathize with that. It's a good way to what? Maybe blow off some stress or something. But anyways, it's so I wrote all these things. So anyways, my folks are moving. Well, I love this land here. I love this house. Well, the house could use some remodeling, but the land is a great piece of land, and it would make a really good RV park campground resort. Anyway, so I wrote on here, I'm able to, how can I afford this house and land? And then I put on here, I'm able to afford a brand new SUV limousine, because I'd like to buy a brand new SUV limousine. And I wrote on here, I am smart, and I am happy, and I am strong, and my mind is filled with things. And I changed a lot of this to we, because because things haven't been happening. It's not that they weren't happening fast enough, they just weren't happening or something, I don't know. Anyway, so I thought, I'll change the word, I'll change I to we. And then when I read this stuff, I think about me, and I think about my family too, right? So now it says we are happy, right? And we are smart, and we're able to afford this, and we are not fear, and we are loved. We love people, and we are liked and loved by all people. You know, so I put all that, you know, on there, and I can't even remember. What was I saying? Well, anyways, so. I don't have any idea what I'm supposed to do. I do. I'm supposed to have a campground. That's what I'm supposed to do. I think, maybe, I didn't think it was supposed to be this piece of land, but I think it's supposed to be this piece of land. I think it's supposed to be this house and this piece of land. I have no idea why. Because I'd rather have something that was in maybe a little more of a wooded area. But this is very close to a road where there's a bunch of RVs that drive up and down this road out here all the time on their way to Luray Caverns, and there's a place where people drive to watch the leaves change and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, it's the road. There's RVs going up and down this road all the time, and with what I can do with this place and some ideas that I have with the deck and all, I could do some neat things here. Anyways. And I've done some things here. My folks didn't take care of it or much after that, but yeah, I've done some. Right. So I'm very good at that kind of thing. Anyway, so I started this business. I thought, well, you know, I'll do this, and this will give me a good vehicle to be able to achieve some goals, do things with my family, and or activities with my family and stuff like that. And something just said thank you, and you know, it's just anyway. I sure like looking at those pictures sometimes. There's pictures of my family on the wall over here. Well, actually, this is a picture of my dad's family. This is all my brothers and sisters. It has my son on there. Yes. Anyways, those are great pictures. I have pictures of my family and stuff too. You know, pictures of my wife and stuff. I think about them a lot. It's yeah. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm not supposed to say anything about them, but you know. So there's my high school sweetheart, Belinda, and my sweetheart Jennifer, and my sweetheart Brenda. And oh, that's what I was going to show you. So my wife, in high school, Belinda, I guess she thought, well, this guy's never going to ask me to marry him, so she and that's because I was just, I couldn't, it didn't occur to me till later what she was doing. Every day she was trying to show me that she wanted me to marry her, and I just, I didn't get it. Luckily, or fortunately, or happily, I met Jennifer, and what a, you know, just what a beautiful smile. And when I first met her, though, I thought she was beautiful, but then after like a day or two, I was like, I don't like. She became less beautiful actually for a while there, because she worked at a hotel, and I thought she was rude to the guests and stuff like that. So I was like, oh well. Yeah. But then that wasn't actually the Jennifer. That's actually the real Jennifer. Jennifer is actually, wow, she's beautiful and wonderful and kind and a great mom. And anyways, she was young. I guess she wasn't done, you know, running around and partying and stuff like that. And I wish she'd, you know, I wish she'd learned that earlier, but anyways, so she left. But boy, that was some. I really love Jennifer. And so for a while there, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and so I just kind of focused on work and I did work stuff. And then this, I asked my mom. I told my mom. I said, I got to where I was doing things with work and stuff, and so all that was starting to go kind of pretty good, and I was like, you know what, I need a girl in my life again. I'm ready to start dating again and stuff. And I told my mom, I said, I need a short girl from Texas is what I need. Now, I was thinking about Belinda Sojonic at the time. But a day or two later, I mean, it wasn't much. I mean, it could have been 2 or 3 days or 4 or 5 days. I don't know what it was, but it was like, no amount of time at all. And Brenda came walking into my store, and immediately, I mean, I don't know what it was, it was kind of the same thing with, I don't know, it was the same thing, a different thing with Jennifer and with Belinda, but so immediately I knew right then, I was like, wow. And so she came to the store the next day, and she said, and that's what I said, hey, you know anybody that needs a job as an office manager or something, man? And at the time, I actually started, that's when I was like, oh, business was getting, was picking up and getting busy or picking up and getting good. And so I was needing somebody to kind of do the office stuff while I was out talking to people and things like that. And so she said she was. And so that was the start of a really very good thing. And the funny thing is, her name is Brenda, right? And I asked my mom for a short Texas girl. And my mom's name is Edna. Right? So it was like my mom somehow made my dreams come true by bringing a girl into my life that was, wow. And how I got lucky with Jennifer, I don't know how I got that lucky. And these I've been very lucky in my life. Now, Brenda, I need to apologize to you. I became, and I'm not going to say the actual words, but I became an F&A hole for you. And that wasn't who I was or supposed to be or anything like that. And, because I love you. Brenda. I love Brenda. Anyways. Yeah, what am I supposed to do that, right? Brenda, I just because I was just talking to her now. Jennifer and Belinda. Anyways, so I got to find I guess another wife or girlfriend or something. But I had a lot of faith in these girls right here. Lots of faith. I love them very much. But when somebody in your life decides it's time for them to move on, and leave you, or and sometimes I feel like, I'm talking about myself because I moved after they moved, or so they left and then I left, but I didn't leave them. I was just left alone. So what was I going to do? Stay in the same place and experience the same emotions all day, every day. Of course, I've kind of had those same emotions anyways. I miss them. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. If anybody's got any good ideas what I can do, or what I can, what I should set my sights on accomplishing, because I've been apparently I've been looking all the wrong directions and trying to find love in all the wrong places or something. I don't know. Yeah. But I got a good suit. And I've got some great ties. And I got lots of potential. So, anyways, yeah, hours and hours I've spent on the computer trying to learn internet marketing and stuff like that. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. And I've tried to, I've looked on Fiverr and stuff like that, but that hasn't been very successful because people don't communicate very well in English, and it's the only language I'm very fluent at. I think I need to learn a bunch of languages. And then, other places I've looked, it seemed like it was very expensive to, hire a good marketing firm. But, there's these companies that make lots of money and stuff. They hire very expensive marketing firms for one reason: they're worth it. They make enough money for the business to be able to say, see that we were putting our money in the right place. So, but now it's like, geez, I got to get a job because I got to have more money coming in. I don't know how I'm going to be able to. I don't know. I mean, I've got a car out here. I'm in debt, and it's not that I'm in debt in such a way that I can't. You know, that's the thing I've learned about having good credit is having good credit. Even though they say, hey, don't be an employee if you want to try, start your own business, da da da. And those things are kind of good. Those things are very good. But it's just, having an idea of when you're supposed to do that and how long you're supposed to stay doing a certain thing that, where you're being treated poorly, or mistreated, or, I don't know what the best word is for that. But anyways, so when are you supposed to do that? I don't have the answers to all that. The thing I'm good at, I guess, is making things beautiful. Being able to see beauty, or find beauty, and building good credit and making I think there's I have no doubts that I would be very, very good at building, designing, creating campground RV resorts. Anyways, I talked to a bunch of people about that, and I've gone out and tried to, talk to people about the business and stuff like that, and I don't know. I've been doing all these things by myself, and that's certainly not the way things. It's not that I wanted to do. I just didn't have any choice, or I didn't have anybody to work with. And I'd talk to people, and I'd say, hey, could you help me with this and kind of stuff, and they just ignore me. But maybe that's that's another skill set that I need to learn, is how to engage people in such a way that things to think about. If you got any good ideas, leave a comment below or give me a call. Love you.